What's going on, everybody? Thanks for joining me for the Draw Along show. Glad you're here. We're going to do some all ages and all skill levels drawing together, as we always do every week on Wednesdays and Thursdays at this time here on Adobe Live. Trying to get the chat to work, and for some reason just can't load Behance. So, folks, I can't see you right now, but I hope you're out there watching. I've been having trouble with it all day. I'm going to get the show kicked off all the same. And just going to assume that everything's cool and you all can see what I'm doing and hear me just fine. The weather here is changing. The weather has been absolutely weird. Hot, cold, rain, snow, whatever. I want to ask you a question about the weather. What is the opposite of a cold front? A warm back. Gosh, it's just so obvious and so bad. The jokes never get better on the show, folks. So probably the better thing to do than tell jokes is to draw together. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to try refreshing Behance one more time here and just hope for the best. After all, it's nice to be able to see my friends out there, and I want to be able to talk to you all. And the reason I'm mentioning Behance is because if you're watching on YouTube or Twitter, I'm following the chat over on Behance. I am not watching over on YouTube. All right, so to get cracking, we are going to start with some drawing. Now, those of you who've been with me before on the Draw Along show know that to do these drawings, you need to be able to do three, count them, three, uno, dos, trois, simple things. And they are a straight line, a zigzag, and a curvilinear line. Now that is an S curve right there, but it could be a C curve, right? Could be like this, be a little tighter. If you can do these things, you're all set. Now today's drawing has a whole bunch of diagonal lines in it, okay? A lot of diagonals. If I remember correctly, there are only 3 curvilinear lines in the whole drawing. Oh, I take it back. There are a couple of extra ones that I forgot about. You'll see where they are. Alrighty, let's get cracking. Remember, this show is for all ages, all skill levels. So for this You Draw It portion of the show, everybody can follow along and everybody can do it. I know you can. So let's go slowly. We'll take it step by step and line by line, and before you know it, you'll have a finished drawing ready to go. All right, now for today's, we are going to do something interesting. We're going to create what appears to be at first kind of a spider web sort of shape. So watch this. I'm going to draw some lines that are just going to move out from one point, okay, in different diagonals. So I'll do another one like this, all right? And I'll do another one a little wider spaced like that. See how these are a little closer together? You want to kind of vary it. We're going to do 5 of these. This next one's going to be quite a bit wider. See that? And the one after that's going to be pretty tight. Let's do this like that. There. All right, now that is how we have done it. If yours does not look exactly the same as mine, you needn't worry about it one bit. As long as you have some diagonal lines that are all emanating from one point, you should be good to go. I'm just going to check one little thing here and make sure we are all doing fine. Stream health looks great. So those of you who are watching over on YouTube, I know you're set, and on Twitter you should be fine. Just gotta hope that something happens with Behance. It is not wanting to respond today. Normally I can chat with all my pals over on Behance and see what's going on. So I'll just keep refreshing it throughout the show, and hopefully it's gonna work. Okay. All right, now let's continue with our drawing. Here we go. When I mentioned that we were going to do something that was kind of like a spider web, this is what I meant. Once we've done these lines, watch this. Very, very shallow curves, okay, between these. 1, 2, 3, and a 4. See that? Okay. So that is what we're doing. It's because what I wanted to do was create the underside of something that normally is not flipped around this way. And you'll see what I mean in a minute here. All right, from here, we're going to draw a little line, okay? Just about that long. So if you look at how long these other lines are, okay, you want to think about this. You want to say that's this long and that's that long. Do comparative measuring. We do this all the time in drawing. Professional artists use this trick all the time. It's really the way to go. And this is going to help you a lot. Hey, guess what? Behance just loaded. I can say hi to some folks. What's up, Laura and Viola and Afroha and Bruce and RB. And I see Sam is here and Cody and Bliss and all these fine folks joining in. Yeah, I don't know what's going on my end, but this is the first time I've been able to load Behance, at least in the last hour or so. So, hey, lucky me, I get to see you all and chat with you all. Let me know what you thought about the joke. Was it awesome, amazing, or fantastic? Those are your three only options. Okay, moving on. We're going to do two circles next to each other. Check this out. We got one little circle right there and one just underneath it. Okay, they don't have to be perfect. Don't you worry about that. Now from this circle, all right, I'm going to draw a straight line right about from here, and it's going to be at a slightly different angle than this. Okay, it's going to come out like that. All right. And then I'm going to draw a curvilinear line underneath it, but that curve is going to be very, very shallow. Check it out. Curvilinear line, stop right about there. Okay? So straight line and then a curve. You can do that. And from here, I'm going to give myself, right about in this spot, a nice diagonal line moving out this way. Like so. Now that line, if you were to just transport it over to here, would probably be about the same line as one of these, okay? Remember those lines we drew at the beginning? Just to give you an idea about how long they should be, okay? This next one is going to angle out this way. So not parallel to this. We're going to angle out this way, okay? But it's about the same length, isn't it? Let's make that a little longer. There we go. Don't be too picky, Kyle. Now from here, we're going to do a little zigzag. Check it out. Zigzag. It's like the letter L, isn't it? It's like a capital letter L. Monica, thanks for joining us. Nice to see you. Hello, hello. Okay, now from here, we're going to come straight on down this way. All right. Now the goal is for all of these lines to be able to connect with a straight line. If you can't do that, don't worry about it. What you do is you draw the straight line first and then make those lines come down to meet it. So I'm just going to do that. You know, straightish. Remember what I always say, you don't have to draw perfectly straight lines on this show. If you did, that would be unfair. You don't want that. Now from this little circle right here, okay, from about the center and the bottom of the circle, I'm going to do a little curvilinear line down that way. Check it out. Curvilinear. Just underneath that little zigzag right there. All right. And by now, maybe folks are going to figure out what we've got going on here. Maybe they've got an idea. Okay, now from here, we're going to do a curvilinear line that just goes like that. Notice how subtle that curve is, okay? Very similar to this line, is it not? Alrighty. And then I'm just going to pop it straight on over that way. All right. And from here, leave a little space, curvilinear line up to there. Okay. Now remember this line right here, we're actually going to extend it. We want to make it about the distance from here to here. Okay, so out we go, straight on out like that. And then same thing as this right here. Same length, same length. Leave a little space for yourself and come on out that way. And ideally, you want the distance between this and this to be the same. Okay, so we've got some legs there. And they should be about the same distance, right, from the top. In terms of the width and the length of the legs there. Okay. Aha! Now for some finishing touches. I want you to take this corner and creep on up a little ways and just do a little curvilinear line like that. Okay. Again, pretty subtle curve, wouldn't you say? Leave a little space and just go 1, 2, 3, and 4. See that? And notice how these are moving down in a diagonal. Down in a diagonal. Okay, it's important to note. Little dot right there, little dot right there, and right here, a little zigzag. There's your zigzag. Okay. Viola says, it is your umbrella, Bruce. Is that what happens to Bruce's umbrella when he goes out in the rain? Just blows up. All right, now for some fun stuff. Check this out. We're going to just do a line right here and then a dot, dot, dot. All right, that's just a good way to establish a little ground. And here you get to draw some wind. Now you got some choices. You can do this, little loopy shapes like that. Okay, you can draw like a little leaf going by if you want. Or you can just do lines like this, which sort of show which direction the wind is going. Every now and again, if you want to do a dot, 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 and a little leaf like we did a moment ago, you can do that to sort of show that there are leaves in the air, right? That's always a good thing. We're talking about fall, right? The weather is changing. So anyway, you get the idea. And that is the entire drawing for today. That is the You Draw It portion of the show. And you can customize this however you want. You want to color in the clothes, you want to add some details. You could add like little pockets here, right, for the rain jacket. That's a fun thing to do. Maybe a few little buttons or things like that, right? Maybe give them a different facial expression. Whatever you want, customize this drawing, make it your own. There is your person in the rain with the wind blowing that umbrella inside out. Poor person. Feel badly for them. Well, it happens sometimes, doesn't it, gang? I know I've been there several times. I've had that happen to umbrellas. It's no fun. I'm going to show you all a little art tip now, okay? It's time for a little art tip. So why don't we do that? And what I want to do is talk to you about drawing hair. We've talked a little bit about drawing hair before on the show, but today what I want to talk about is a very simple and effective way to draw hair more convincingly. So first I want to show you what we have right here. All right, now what we're looking at here is we have faces, and then we have hair, all right, that is drawn with outlines around the face. Okay, so what I'm talking about specifically is this. See that outline right there? All right, yep, now you got one over here too. Okay, now here's my problem with this, and I want you all to take note of this. It's basically like you're taking a plastic wig and you are affixing it to or fitting it to somebody's noggin, okay, somebody's head. That is not what hair is. Hair is growing from the scalp. It grows in certain directions, right? It has different qualities to it, long, short, right, and curly, not curly, etc. How can you better describe what's happening with hair when you draw it? That is my question to you. Let's take a look at the answer. Ta-da! Now, here what we're doing is we are not, take note here, we are not drawing a line where the hairline is, are we? Instead, we are drawing lines that move away from the forehead, okay, and the scalp, and the temples rather, in the direction that the hair is growing from the head. Same down here, it's growing out this way, and then down that way, and out this way, and then here it's flopping over in front of the forehead. Here it's growing that way. So what we are doing is we are being specific about the direction of the hair growth and then drawing it that way without drawing a line connecting all of it. Okay? If you are drawing with just line work, this is a very good way to handle hair when you're drawing it. Now, here's the cool thing. If you're worried about, oh, but I need to have that hairline, you know, the entire thing show or whatever, you don't. Believe me, we'll fill in the gaps. We're smart when we look at these things. Humans are capable of filling in that gap. But the cool thing is if you add some tone afterwards, okay, see this? The tone will do the job. The tone will do the job of creating that shape that you want for all that hair, but the line work will be more descriptive of what the hair is actually doing in terms of how it is growing and so on. Okay, so there you go. Chris has joined us. What's up? Nice to see you. So there is my art tip for today, and I hope that you all like it, and I hope you find that useful. I highly recommend you give it a try and stop doing what a lot of times people call helmet hair, which is this idea, you know, like I said, like a plastic wig or a helmet with a specific shape just sticking on top of a person's head. That is not really a good way to draw hair, so I recommend trying this other method. Okay, and that's the art tip for aujourd'hui, right, for today. And we'll turn that off. There's our little rain person again. Now, today is another day for my favorite game with all of you. This is the interactive portion of the show. Par excellence, this is the animal and activity game. So those of you who watched the show before know that it is a chance for you all to be extremely creative, which I know that you are, and to come up with some animals doing something funny, weird, strange, unexpected, etc. And I'll look at your suggestions and then I will draw them in the chat, okay? Now, some examples of what we've done in the past. And by the way, of course, now Behance would pick this exact moment to lose the connection again. And so I can't see anybody's suggestions. Oh boy, I really hope it comes back. In the meantime, while I'm waiting for that to hopefully come back, two things. One, I'm going to grab my light blue for sketching. There it is. And I'm going to show you examples of what we've done in the past to get your brains cooking. We have had a owl playing the banjo. We've had a monkey surfing. That was a fun one. Look at that ballet dancing koala, a gorilla in an airplane. And last week we finished with E.T. jumping rope. So if you want to do a dinosaur or a monster, listen, I'm totally fine with that. I think that's a blast, okay? So for today, let's see if we have any suggestions. Just got my connection back, and I see a tortoise playing drums on another tortoise shell. I wonder if that other tortoise likes that or not. A squid playing a board game. Now we did draw quite a few octopuses, and squid not too long ago in the show. So I'm going to steer clear of them just for a little bit, but we'll come back to those. That's a good one. A chameleon tap dancing. Oh, that's fun. Now we drew a chameleon last week for the you draw it portion of the show. A flamingo rowing a boat. Flamingo, we haven't drawn one of them in a while. A rabbit with a parachute. Oh, I wonder why that rabbit is jumping out of a plane. That's interesting, Daniela. Well, so these are all good suggestions. Let's see. I like that chameleon tap dancing. That's fun. Not very good at drawing chameleons, but I could give it a good shot. We also have a dragon doing a barbecue. Well, I like that very much. I can just imagine him heating up the food by just breathing a little fire on it. Okay, Chris, you sold me on that one. I think that's the way to go. Let's see here. Dragon, barbecue. So our little barbecue grill, old-fashioned style right there. Bum, 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 bum. And we're going to have maybe a steak right there and another thing. Some kind of nondescript meat on the barbecue. And there's that flame coming from the dragon. So he's going to have his mouth open. And maybe like a little chef's hat. Okay. Little ear coming out there. Give him a couple of horns on his nose. And he's got to have his little apron. Should make his arms even smaller, actually, because that'd be funnier. I know dragons are supposed to have small little arms, aren't they? Make those a little longer. And get one of those set back a little farther. There we go. That one's back, that one's here, that one's there. So I'm kind of like thinking about perspective like that. Another foot right there. Dragon tail right there. Bump, 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 bump. And this hand is going to be holding spatula. And we'll get ourselves some wings out the back there. I think that feels pretty good. Cooking on the grill. I'm just picky with my perspective here. I want to get this to feel like it's right in front of the dragon. Like that. Okay, there we go. Let's knock that back. Okay, put it at 40%. Grab my darker blue. And let's see what we can do here. All right. Remember, the sketch is there to help you find where you need to go, but it is not something that you have to follow like the letter of the law, okay? It's there to help guide you. But you know, you can definitely make changes to the sketch when you do your line art, okay? Important, I always mention that, because you'll see me change stuff too as I go to make what are hopefully better decisions than what's in the sketch. Most of it, you know, I mean, it's I'm not going to change it that much, but I always look for ways to make it just a bit better if I can. And let's get the back of that heel there. See, like there's an example of me trying to get a bit more specific with the design of the feet there, you know? Add a bit of scales for texture there. Get this other hand holding that spatula. And here come those flames. And there's our little piece of steak or whatever is on the grill there. And I'll put another little thing right there. And around we go for the surface. Get those little slats. And go. We're always racing the clock with this portion of the show. We have yet to miss, as far as I know, but gotta watch out for that time. A few more little scaly bits. And there you go. Dragon Barbecue. Hope you enjoy that. Thanks for watching the Draw Along Show, everybody. I'll be back tomorrow at the same time. Till then, take care of each other. Take care of yourselves. Remember, please, to be kind. And I will say ciao for now.